guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Mary and I give you guys an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you grabbed a snack, stayed for a while, and click the subscribe button. I would love to have you. I am on the journey of hopefully reaching 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2021, and you can definitely help me out by clicking the subscribe button. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you more than you know. So as you know by the title of the video, my other Huda Beauty palettes finally came in from the new Wild Obsessions collection. This is the Python and this is the Jaguar. I know there are already so many reviews out there, but I still want to do some eye looks, do some swatches, and just give you my thoughts on these palettes and whether I think they are worth your money. So if you would like to see the two eye looks that I come up with and my thoughts on these eyeshadow palettes, then just go ahead and keep on watching. Alright guys, here are the swatches for the palette. All of the mattes felt very buttery smooth, like surprisingly buttery smooth. Even that neon color. The two blue shades in the palette, these two right here, I did have to dig in I think 2 or 3 times just to get the pigment that I did on the swatch. So those definitely felt more dry out of all the shimmers. And this one swatched a little bit questionable, but that's very, very common for neon shades. I guess the actual performance of the shade will tell the story, but I'm not surprised that it did swatch like that. This palette will run you for $29 and you can get it at Sephora or at hudabeauty.com. Out of the 4 palettes, only 3, so the Python, the Jaguar, and the Chameleon are available at Sephora. The Tiger palette is a Huda Beauty exclusive. So if you are interested in that palette, you will have to go to her website and purchase it through hudabeauty.com. I personally was not interested in that palette, so I did not pick it up, but I'm sure there are other reviews that you can go watch for that palette. This eyeshadow palette has a 24-month shelf life and it is made in China. A lot of Huda Beauty's bigger palettes are made in Italy, and pretty much most of her 9-pan palettes are made in China. It's either a hit or a miss. Some of them are amazing and some of them just don't work so well. So why don't we go ahead and get started with this eye look with the Python palette, and we will be the judge of that. I'm going to zoom you guys in so we can get this eye look started. All right guys, let's get right into this eye look. I am going to be creating 2 different eye looks and I'm not going to do one on each eye. I personally don't like it when I see reviews and they do that. I like seeing the full 2 eyes with the eye look, so that's what I'm doing. It does make the video just a tiny bit longer, but that's what I like, so that's why I'm doing it that way. If you guys don't like it that way, let me know, but that's why I'm doing 2 looks on both eyes and not 1 look on one eye and 1 look on the other. Okay, I just wasted 30 seconds. We are going to jump into this beautiful salmon shade. I'm using a Morphe & Jaclyn Hill JH32, and this is what I'm going to use as my transition shade. It's a beautiful color. Like I said, it swatched beautifully and it felt buttery soft. And so far it is performing absolutely great. It's blending super easy with no issues at all. Okay, there is that shade nice and built up. It looks beautiful. I did bring it onto my lower lash line as well. Now I'm going to jump into this beautiful light orange brown. I'm using a Morphe M441. And I'm going to mainly focus this on my outer corner and the crease. Hopefully I can bring just a tiny bit of depth in there. I plan on using another shade before I go in with a shimmer, but I'm just hoping just a tiny bit. It's a gorgeous color and it is also performing beautifully. It is blending so amazing. I'm having no issues at all with these shades. Okay, this is what we have so far. Now we're going into that deep brown. I'm using an e.l.f. This is contour brush, but it's like a tiny little fluffy, like a smudger brush. And I'm just going to use this brown to really deepen up that outer corner. So I'm not adding too much, just a tiny bit. And I'm also going to add it to the lower lash line. Okay, now we are going to dig into some shimmers, and I'm first going to dig into this shade, and then I will be topping it with this middle shade. This one is just a little more pigmented than this new formula. This new formula looks more of a topper than anything. There's not really too much pigment in there. So let's start with that blue shade. I'm using my finger. I don't know why I'm using my index finger. I usually use the middle finger. It's fine. Let's just roll with it. I don't wear blue often, so we'll see if I like this look. Okay, and now with the middle finger, I'm going to pick up that middle shade. So see, I hope you can see the difference. And I'm going to just tap this in the middle, but I'm going to focus it mostly right here. I know you can't really tell too much of a difference, but the sparkle is different in both of them. Okay, before I get off camera and put on some lashes and get my eyebrows done, I am going to do one last step. And I don't know if you can tell, but I did put a little bit of eye primer right in the corner, and I'm actually going to dig into this gorgeous neon green and see if I can make it work. Okay, so it's looking pretty good. Let me jump off camera. Mascara, lashes, brows, liner, all that good stuff, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, and here is the finished eye look. As you can see, I have a little bit of glitter in my inner corner. It didn't feel right leaving it matte, so I did go in with this shade right here. I do feel that I made it pop just a tiny bit more. I also went ahead and used an Urban Decay Glide On eyeliner. This is in the shade Deep End. I feel it goes perfect with this eye look. I also went ahead and used a Makeup Geek navy liner for the upper lash and the small little wing that I did create, and I also tight lined with it. I used my highlighter for the brow bone highlight, and yeah, here it is. I do feel that this look is very beautiful. I'm very happy with it. It's a little brighter than I thought it was going to come out, but honestly, I mean, this palette has these beautiful blue shades here, and even though this one is a little bit dry and it's more of a topper shade, I do feel that it still looks absolutely gorgeous. So why don't you guys let me know what you think about this eye look? Okay guys, I zoomed you out just a tiny bit so you can see the whole face. Now we are going to jump into the Jaguar palette and creating that eye look. I will also go ahead and show you some swatches and all that good stuff. So why don't we go ahead and jump on into that. All right guys, let's go ahead and dig into the Jaguar eyeshadow palette from the new Huda Beauty Wild Obsessions collection. I'm sure you've already seen who knows how many reviews, but just in case, here is what she looks like. It is a gorgeous cool tone palette. I don't own too many cool tone palettes, so I was definitely excited to get my hands on this palette. It makes me get out of my comfort zone. So this eyeshadow palette will run you for $29. You can buy it at Sephora or at hudabeauty.com. It also has a 24-month shelf life, and it is made in China, just like the other eyeshadow palettes. Let me go ahead and swatch all the shades for you, and then we can get started on the eye look for this palette. All right, guys, here are the swatches of the shades. All of the mattes felt very, very soft and buttery. Most of the shimmers felt pretty smooth. The only two that did not were the two purples in the palette. So the middle shade, which is the new formula that has that Python imprint on it, and the darker purple right there in the bottom corner. But the swatches do look fairly decent, so I'm still excited to use those purple shades. All of these shades look absolutely gorgeous to me. That black swatched pretty well. We'll see how it performs. If I used it today, I'm thinking, since I just did the review for the Natasha Denona, I kind of don't want to use black in this eyeshadow palette, but we shall see. When I go into these videos, I have no idea what the eye look that I'm creating is going to look like. I kind of just wing it. Let me go ahead and bring you guys in closer and we can start with this eye look. Okay, first shade we are starting with is this pretty shade right here. And I'm using a Morphe M504. We'll see if you can even see this shade on my lid. We're gonna try and use this kind of like a transition shade. Maybe if I build it up, you can see it a tiny bit. All right, so you can't really see that shade. Now we're going to dig into this beautiful like gray tone purple. I'm using a Moda Pro 430 and I'm going to concentrate this on the outer corner and also on part of the lid. Okay, and this is what both of those shades are looking like. That is a beautiful gray tone purple. Okay, now I am digging into this shade right here, and even though it is a shimmer shade, I'm using a reference number 13. I'm going to try and use a brush with this shade and see how that goes. So I picked up product. I just don't want to use the black. And I'm going to use this to deepen up the outer corner. See if I can. It looks like I can. It's a gorgeous shade. It does have small little like sparkly black specks in there. Okay, now I am going to go into this purple and I am going to top it off with this shade right here. I think that green looks very well in the outer corner. I also brought it down on the lower lash line. What do you guys think? I'm using my finger. I feel like I kind of have to dig into this shade tiny bit. So I definitely feel like you really have to build that shade up. Okay, now into the little middle shade that has that python imprint. And as you can see, it looks more like a topper than anything. This one's definitely a little more purple and the reflex aren't as dark as that other shade that I used first, but I wanted to make sure that my lid looked pretty pigmented. But those two together look beautiful. Okay, and I kind of don't want to stop there. I want to dig in to this green shimmer shade just to kind of marry the outer corner and that purple shimmer together. So let's see how that goes. Okay, I think that went well. All right, guys, I am going to put some mascara, lashes, and whatever else I need, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, and this is the final look with the Jaguar palette by Huda Beauty from the Wild Obsessions collection. What do you guys think? I love this eye look. Purple and green go so well together. I'm pretty glad I decided to use the shades that I did because I am really loving this eye look. So yeah, here it is. Why don't you guys let me know which eye look from which palette you prefer, the one from the Python or this eye look from the Jaguar palette. Okay, let me go ahead and zoom out and I will give my final thoughts about these two palettes. All right, guys, we are all nice and zoomed out. This is what the completed face looks like. I really did enjoy playing with this Jaguar palette by Huda Beauty. I think out of all three, this color story is definitely my favorite, which is not typical because I am more of a warm tone kind of gal. So the fact that I liked the Jaguar the best out of all three, it's a little surprising to me. So I already gave it away. I have all three palettes right here and the Jaguar palette is definitely the one that I would recommend the most out of all three. Like I mentioned, the formula in all of these three palettes are pretty good formulas. There is some duds in all three of the palettes. So the Python, the blue ones, I definitely felt were a little dry and you just had to work a little bit harder than all the other shades. For this one, the purple ones, same thing. I felt that you just had to work just a tiny bit harder than all the other shades. And the same with this one, the little purple shades as well. I feel like you had to just work a tiny bit harder than all the rest of the shades. But as far as all of the mattes in these palettes, they all performed absolutely wonderful. Okay guys, well, you guys already know, because I have already said it, I definitely give these palettes 2 thumbs up. Huda Beauty did an amazing job with this collection. Now, I can only speak for the 3 that I picked up. I did not pick up the Tiger palette. That is a hudabeauty.com special. That pretty much concludes this video and this review for this collection and the 2 palettes that I created eye looks with today. I hope you love the eye looks. Please let me know down below in a comment which one is your favorite. I would love to know. I do have a giveaway going on with my Pat McGrath video that I posted before this one, so please make sure to check that out and enter the giveaway if you would like to win a Pat McGrath quad eyeshadow palette. I will link it down below as well. I would love it if you gave this video a big ol' thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it, and you would definitely help me out in the algorithm and hopefully bring in some new and fresh eyes to my channel. And if you haven't done so already, I would love it if you joined my small YouTube family by clicking the subscribe button. I would love to have you. I am on the journey of hopefully reaching 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2021. We are at the halfway mark, and I would love it if you guys can help me in achieving my goal of 1,000 subscribers before the end of 21, and you can do so by clicking the subscribe button. Okay, I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.